Dear students, I welcome you to this session in which we will be discussing the questions on application of stack. There are two types of application of stack that we will be going to discuss. The first type will be infix to postfix conversion, the algorithm of which we have discussed in the theoretical session, and you must be clear with the steps that are included in that algorithm. And the second will be evaluation of postfix expression, in which you will be given a postfix expression and you have to get the result of that expression. So these are the two questions that we'll be discussing here. First one, infix to postfix conversion, in which each and every step of that algorithm is very important, because if you miss any step you will not get the correct answer. And the second one, it is very easy. You are given with a postfix expression, you apply the algorithm and you get the result. Okay, so let's start with the first one, that is infix to postfix. Okay, so let's take a question where we have given an infix expression q, that is a minus b multiplication in another bracket c upon d and plus e. In this question you have to differentiate between that bracket and c. So they both of them appear similar. So what you should do is you write c in small letters. Okay, so this is our given infix expression, and now we have to convert it into postfix expression. Okay, in infix expression you have to take care of the operator precedence, and you can change the precedence by applying the brackets. Okay, so here the brackets are used to change the precedence order. So in the postfix expression there is no such order of precedence for the operators, because there are no whenever the operator is encountered we do accordingly. Okay, so we do not have to worry about the precedence of the operators. Okay, so let's start solving this. So I have told you that you should make a table of 3 columns. The first column will be the symbol, the second column will be the stack, and the third column will be the result. The first two columns will be smaller in size and the result column will be much more larger. So the first step is to push opening bracket onto the stack. That we have done, and you can see the expression given, that is q, and what we are doing is we are adding a closing bracket at the end of this expression, this after e. Okay, next step is to scan each symbol from left to right. So what is the first symbol? It is opening bracket again. So we have in our stack 2 opening brackets. Then we get a. So a is an operand, so it will move to the result directly. So we get this a here. Then we get an operator minus. So this minus operator will be pushed onto the stack and the result is still a. Then we get b. B will be moved to the result. We get ab. Then we have closing bracket. The rule for closing bracket is whenever a closing bracket is encountered, pop all the operators from the stack to the result, and when you get an opening bracket, discard both the brackets. So this minus sign will move to the result and the bracket will be discarded. Both the brackets will be discarded. So we are just left with only one opening bracket that was there at the beginning. Then we have multiplication sign. This will be pushed onto the stack and the result will be same. So you must write the result and the stack at every step. Okay, if you do not write it, it can be sometimes problematic for you to track the change. Next we have an opening bracket again, so we push it onto the stack. Next we have C. This C will move here. We should write this also. Then we have division sign. This division sign will be onto the stack and the result will remain AB minus C. Then we have D. This D will move to the result only because operands are never pushed onto the stack. So the result becomes AB minus CD. Then we get closing bracket. You know the rule. This division sign in the stack will be popped to the result. So the result will become AB minus CD upon, and both the opening and the closing brackets will be discarded. Then, so what is the position of our stack? This is this. This is the position, opening bracket and a multiplication operator. Now what we have to scan, the symbol is plus. You have to focus at this point. This symbol is plus. This is an operator, so it will move to the stack. So before moving it to the stack, we just check the position of the stack and we find that here we have an operator multiplication already onto the stack. This multiplication operator has greater precedence than the addition sign. So this star, that is multiplication, will move to the result and plus will move to the stack, because the rule is that whenever you scan a symbol and there are operators on the stack that are having greater or equal precedence than the scanned symbol, move all the operators present on the stack to the result and move the symbol that is being scanned to the stack. So this multiplication operator will move to the result. So the result becomes AB minus CD divide and multiplication. And this plus will move here. So we write plus here. Okay. So at the end we have the last symbol, second last symbol E, and the current position of the stack is this. E will move to the result only. So we get this, and the symbol that we had pushed deliberately, that was the closing bracket. This is the closing bracket, and the result of this scanning the closing bracket is this plus present onto the stack will move to the result AB minus CD upon into E plus, and these two, this bracket and this bracket will be ignored. They will nullify each other and we will have an empty stack. The stack is empty. So this was the bounding condition for the algorithm of conversion from infix to postfix, that at the end we must have an empty stack. So now we have an empty stack, so the expression arriving in the result section will be the final result that we have worked out. Okay, so this is your result. You have got the result. So that's how you convert an infix expression to postfix expression. Okay, whenever you are given a question in your examination to convert infix to postfix, there will be a condition, there will be a situation where you have to apply the rules. Here the situation will be like this, that we have find here, that we have scanned plus and multiplication sign is already there. So this situation is very important. Most of the errors occur at this position. What the students generally do is they push plus with the multiplication in the stack and do not pop that multiplication operator to the result. So their complete question becomes wrong. Okay, so in this question each and every step is very important. If you miss out a single step, your result will never be correct. So you must first understand the entire algorithm. You must be clear with each and every step of the algorithm, and then only you should proceed with the questions of conversion from infix to postfix. Okay, because if you do not remember the algorithm and you just go to the questions only, then at a particular point you will get confused and your result will not be as per your expectation. Okay, so each and every step is very important. Okay, so this was the question where we have converted infix to postfix. I think this question is very clear to you. Let us take another example. The next question we have is Q A plus B to the power D upon E minus F plus G. So this is the question and you have to convert it into postfix. Rules are same. What are the rules? You have to make a table of 3 columns. First column will be symbol, second will be stack, and third will be result. First 2 columns are smaller in size, but the result column must be larger in size. So the step number 1, we push opening bracket onto the stack and add a closing bracket to the end of this given expression. Here it is. Now we start scanning Q from left to right. Okay, so the first thing that we scan is opening bracket, so we get 2 opening brackets. Then we get A move to the result. Then we get B, plus is onto the stack. Then we get B moves to the result. Then we get power operator. Now the power operator has the highest precedence, and we already have an operator under the stack, that is plus. So plus is having less precedence than the power operator. So this plus operator will not be popped. So we will be having this plus and this power operator. So what is the rule is? The rule is that you should not have any operator having more or equal precedence than on your left side of any operator. So plus is having less precedence than the power operator, so it can be there. So the result is AB. Then we get D. So the result becomes ABD. Then we get closing bracket. So the closing bracket will pop power and plus operator. First, power operator will be popped out because tag is implemented in reverse position, last in first out. So what was the last operator in? Power operator. So it will move to the result first, followed by plus sign. So the result will become ABD power plus. And we will just be left with an opening bracket. Then we have division operator, and the result will remain the same. Then we get another opening bracket. The result is same. Then we get E. E will move to the resultant expression ABD power plus E. Then we get minus. The result is same, ABD power plus E. Then we get F. F is an operand, so it will move to the result directly. So we are left with ABD power plus EF. Now we get plus. Sorry, after F we get closing bracket. So this closing bracket, minus will be popped, and we will be just remaining with these two symbols onto the stack, and in the result section we will be having ABD power plus EF minus. Okay, now we get plus operator. Here is important point that we have already discussed. Now this plus operator, and we already have division operator in the stack that is having more precedence than the plus operator. So this division operator will move to the result, and plus will move to the stack. So plus comes here and division will move to the result. Then we have G. G will go to the result expression. And we come to the end of this with a closing bracket. What will be the result of this closing bracket? This plus will move to the result, and both the brackets opening and closing will nullify each other, and we get empty stack. So at the end we have got the empty stack. So whatever we get as the resultant expression will be our final answer. So what is the final answer? Final answer is ABD power plus EF minus upon G and plus. So this is our final answer. We have converted the given infix expression to the postfix expression. Okay, clear? So using this approach, you can convert any infix expression to the postfix expression. And you must also know the advantage of using postfix expression, because you do not have to worry about the precedence of operator in the postfix expressions. So that's why it is used by the computer. Whereas in infix, you have to worry about the precedence, and you can change the precedence using the brackets, but there are no brackets in postfix expression. So this approach of converting infix to postfix is clear to you? Okay. So now we should focus on the next type of problem, that is evaluation of postfix expression. So here you will be having a postfix expression and you have to evaluate it. You have to get the answer of that postfix expression. So the postfix expression we have here is 10, 20 plus 25, 15 minus into 30 upon. These numbers should be written with a proper spacing so that they not create a misconception in your mind, or you can put comma between these. Okay, to make it more clear to you. So you convert it, so you have to evaluate it. The approach is same. You have to create a table having 3 columns. First one is symbol, second one is stack, and the third one here will not be the result, it will be the calculation. Because you have to do intermediate calculations in this type of question. So these are the 3 columns. Here the first column should be smaller in size, stack should be a bit larger in size. Okay, so what is the approach? You must have gone through the algorithm. The algorithm says that scan the symbols from left to right, push the operands onto the stack, and whenever an operator is encountered, pop the required number of arguments, do the intermediate calculation, push the result back to the stack. Okay, so first symbol is 10, we get 10 onto the stack, then we have 20, we get 10, 20 onto the stack, then we get plus. So plus is a binary operator here. It will require 2 operands, so both 10 and 20 will be popped from the stack and they will be put to the calculation part, and when they are added, the result of the addition will also be pushed onto the stack. Okay, so it becomes 10 plus 20, that is equal to 30. So this 30 will be pushed onto the, because these 10 and 20 have been removed from the stack, so this 30 comes onto the stack. Now we get 25. So we have 30, 25. Then we get 15. We have 30, 25, 15. Now we have minus sign. Minus is binary here. So two operands popped from the stack and the operator is applied in between. 25 minus 15, that is equal to 10, and we put this 10 back to the stack. So we have this in the stack. 30 is already there because we have popped 25 and 15 only, and the result that is pushed back, that is 10. Then we get multiplication. So both 30 and 10 will be popped, and their result, that is 30 into 10, that is equal to 300, and this will be pushed onto the stack. Then we have 30. We get 300, 30, and at the end we have division sign. So the 300 divided by 30, that is equal to 10, and this 10 will be pushed to the stack, and we have come to the end of our expression. So whatever thing that is left onto the stack will be the answer. So this 10 is the result. Okay, so this 10 will be the answer of this question. So you have evaluated the postfix expression and you got the answer as 10. Okay, here you have to remember that most of the operators will be binary. So you have to pop two operands from the stack and apply the operator. Okay, sometimes it can be a unary operator. Then you should only pop one operand from the stack. Okay, so when popping the operands from the stack, you must note that when in the first in here, when you have popped 10 and 20, so this operator that you have found, that is plus, will be placed in between 10 plus 20. Okay, please don't write it like 20 plus 10. Okay, because it will create problem in expression in operators like multiplication and division. Okay, so you have to put the operator in between those two operands. When this 20 will be popped, it will move to the right hand side, and this 10 will be used at the left hand side, and this plus will be placed in between. Okay, so kindly take care of this, otherwise it will create problems when you are facing the operators like multiplication and division. Okay, let us take another example of this evaluation of postfix. This is the question, and we have to get the answer of this postfix expression. We have put comma additionally between the numbers and the symbols so that the combination doesn't confuse us. So let's start. Let us make the table of symbol, stack, and calculation. Making this table is mandatory in the examination. If you find this question without this making this table, you will not get the marks. So you should not write the answer directly. You should show the complete process. So we get the first symbol as 15. Rule says push it into stack, then 3, same, pushing into the stack, again 2. Now our stack is 15, 3, 2. Now we get plus. Now we write it like 3 plus 2, that is 5. Now our stack becomes 15 and 5. After that plus sign we have division sign. If you write it like this, you will get 3. Please try to note that this division sign will be between 15 and 5. Okay, sometime you might write it like 5 upon 15, so it will be wrong. So you must understand the concept. After divide sign, so this 3 is pushed back onto the stack. Divide sign, after it we have 7, so our stack becomes 3 and 7. Then we have plus, then we write it like this, 3 plus 7 equal to 10. So this 10 is pushed onto the stack. Now we have 2, we get 10 comma 2, and at the end we have multiplication sign. So we write it like 10 into 2, that is equal to 20, and this result is pushed back onto the stack. So this is our answer. 20 is the answer. Okay, so these questions are very simple and very easy. You can check them orally also, because it is very easy for in the postfix expression, because there is no precedence problem of operator. As soon as you find an operator, just pop the required number of operands, operate them, and push the result back onto the stack, and you can carry on like this. Okay, another type of problem in this type is dealing with the true, false and logical operator. Okay, so let us see. We have a problem, this false, then we get true, not, or, true, false, and or. So this is the second type of problem in evaluation of postfix expression. Here you have to note that we have 3 logical operators, not, or, and. So these 3 are operators, and the remaining, that is true and false, these are the operands. Okay, this true and false, these are operands. These are operands, while this and or not are operators. Another very important thing to keep in mind is, here not is unary operator. The remaining 2, that is or and operator, these are binary operator, but the operator not, it is unary operator, so it will require only one argument. Okay, so let us make the table. Symbol, stack, and calculation. Here you must know the rules of logical operators, then only you will be able to solve this. So first symbol is false. It is an operand, so it will be pushed in stack. Then we get true. It will be next to false in the stack. Now please see it very carefully. We get the operand not, operator not. So not requires only one operand. So this true will be popped to the calculation part. Okay, so how you will write it? You will write like this, not of true. You know the property of not, it changes the result. So not of true will become false, and this false value will be pushed back to the stack. So we get the new stack as false false. This step is very important, because not operator is unary operator, so it requires only one operand, and when it is applied to true it becomes false, and when it is applied to false it becomes true. Okay, now you get or. It is an operator, so you write is like this, false or false equal to false. You must know the rule. In OR, if any one of the operand is true, answer is true. But here both the operands are false, so result will be false and this result will be pushed back. Then we get true. So we have false comma true. Then we again get false. So we have false, true, false. This is the position of stack. Then we get AND. So AND will be applied between the true and false. So we'll write true and false equal to false. Because in AND, any one of the operand is false, answer is false. Okay, or you can say that both the operands should be true to get the result as true. So we get false comma false. And at the last we have OR operator. So we'll write false or false equal to false and we get the answer as false. So this is how we do the calculation and get the result in the problem of postfix expression where the true, false and logical operators are included. Okay, so please see this example very carefully because these type of examples often come in the board examinations and you must know the rules of logical operators and the property of NOT to go through to get the answer of such kind of problems. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this session. We have discussed a lot of problems here, all the types, the applications of stacks, the two types we have discussed in detail, and you can try many more examples from your book and try to solve them. Okay, so if you are not familiar with the concepts, revise the theoretical session and then come to this session again and see these questions being solved by me and then try some unsolved questions from your book. Okay, practicing is the only key to get command on these type of questions. Especially the conversion from infix to postfix demands a lot of practice and continuous concentration on the symbols that you are scanning. Okay, if you write a single step incorrect, it will make your complete answer incorrect. So you have to be very careful. Okay, thank you very much.